in the sun-dappled town of Hickory Bend. Nestled somewhere between cornfields and forgotten highway exits, a group of retired friends spent their golden years in a way that could only be described as questionably wise. And at the center of the mischief was 72-year-old Eleanor, Ellie, McGraw. Ellie was a former school principal with a sharp tongue, a sharper sense of humor, and a talent for organizing bake sales that could rival the Pentagon in efficiency. Her retirement had lasted exactly 3 months before she started getting into trouble. "I didn't retire to sit around and knit dishcloths," she told her bridge club. "I retired so I could finally do all the things I was told not to." She started small: late-night root beer floats, prank calls to the WA, and switching the church organ sheet music to 1970s rock ballads. But everything changed the day she read a flyer tacked to the bulletin board at the VFW hall. Annual Hickory Bend Rodeo, volunteers needed. Blank. _ blank. Ellie saw opportunity. She gathered her crew. Marge, who used to drive school buses and now drove her grandkids crazy. Gloria, a retired librarian with a secret tattoo and a giggle that made people nervous. And Ralph, 74. A widower who used to be an engineer and now wore Hawaiian shirts unironically. "We're entering the rodeo," Ellie declared. "Ellie, last time I sat on a horse I pulled a hamstring sneezing." Ralph protested. "We're not riding," she said. "We're starting a new event, the Senior Saddle Games. Blank. _ blank. Step 1. Convincing the Rodeo Committee. The Rodeo Committee, made up mostly of leathery men named Hank, was skeptical. "Seniors doing rodeo games? We got rules. Liability." "Hank," Ellie said sweetly, "we're not trying to lasso bulls. We want to host a safe, dignified display of vintage Western enthusiasm." "What does that even mean?" "Three-legged races, cactus ring toss, slow-motion barrel walking." "What's barrel walking?" "You put a barrel on its side, and you walk alongside it very slowly." After a long silence, one of the committee members shrugged. "Could be fun." Ellie grinned. "We'll call it the Retirement Rodeo. Blank. _ blank. Step 2. Training. Training for the Retirement Rodeo involved weekly stretching sessions in Gloria's backyard, Ralph engineering custom knee pads, and Marge creating an obstacle course out of pool noodles and inflatable cacti. They practiced egg and spoon races with deviled eggs, blindfolded line dancing, and a synchronized mobility scooter parade. Neighbors watched in disbelief. Teenagers filmed it for TikTok. One clip of Gloria doing the hula hoop on a hay bale got 2 million views. Marge took up yoga for the first time in her life, insisting that flexibility would be her secret weapon. Ralph went down a rabbit hole of online tutorials and even started journaling their progress. Gloria, meanwhile, started keeping a scrapbook titled Rodeo Shenanigans, which she planned to show off at her book club. Ellie, ever the strategist, printed a playbook. "We're going to train like Olympians," she declared, passing out laminated schedules. "Why is there a snack break every 20 minutes? Ralph asked. "Because we're not actual Olympians," Ellie replied. Blank. _ blank. The big day. On the morning of the rodeo, Ellie and her crew rolled in wearing matching denim shirts embroidered with Wranglin' Retirement. The crowd didn't know what to expect. Their first event, the lawn chair lasso. Contestants sat in lawn chairs, lassoed inflatable cows, and were judged on flair. Marge twirled hers like a pizza before landing it square on a cow's neck. Gloria did a dramatic spin before missing entirely and laughing so hard she cried. Ralph stood up dramatically, swung the lasso once, and promptly fell back into his chair, earning a standing ovation. The crowd erupted. Then came the walker barrel push. Teams had to push a barrel across a field using walkers. Ralph nearly took out a concession stand but recovered with a wink. Marge yelled out commentary like a sports announcer the whole time. Ellie's rounding the barrel. She's got the grit of a grizzly bear and the knees of a 1993 Buick. The final event, the line dance duel. Ellie led the group in a dramatic showdown to Achy Breaky Heart. At the chorus, Gloria pulled out a kazoo and joined the band uninvited. The crowd lost it. People laughed. People cried. People handed out lemonade like it was a concert. The judges, all local ranchers, were in stitches. Even the rodeo clown joined in during the encore, doing the Macarena with Ralph. And when the dust settled, the Retirement Rodeo won the People's Choice Award. Blank. _ blank. Epilogue. The following week, the Rodeo Committee voted unanimously to make the Retirement Rodeo an annual event. Ellie's photo was printed in the town newspaper. And for once, she didn't mind the publicity. The gang started designing merchandise. Ellie's granddaughter helped them set up a website. Ellie's team started designing t-shirts. Too old to ride. Too young to quit. They brainstormed bumper stickers, mugs, and maybe even a calendar featuring senior rodeo models. Ralph agreed to pose, as long as he could keep his shirt on. Local businesses offered sponsorships. One brewery named a beer after them, Golden Giddy Up. Marge's grandkids began telling their friends that their grandma was TikTok famous. Gloria's scrapbook was full, so she started a second volume. Ralph was invited to give a motivational talk at the senior center. Ellie smiled as she sat with her crew, lemonade in hand. "See? Retirement isn't the end," she said. "It's just the start of the best kind of trouble." That night, as the sun dipped behind the silos and laughter echoed through Hickory Bend, Ellie knew they had found something better than excitement. They had found joy. And in Hickory Bend, no one ever looked at a rodeo, or a retiree, the same way again.